Janet Yellen looked very, very concerned in an interview with CNN. It was a conversation about the United States dollar and how strong is it. The question was brought to the table about France, Switzerland, Brazil, and many other countries coming together to form their own monetization system. Janet basically said that the United States is the world power, but it's a possibility that the dollar can collapse. Now, you need to get prepared for the collapse of the United States dollar. And see, the terminology collapse just means going digital, meaning that the paper dollar won't have no value anymore. It's all a part of a game and agenda that had been in place many, many years ago. My previous video that I did when I went live, I talked about how digital banking has already been here. If you have not seen that video, please do so. But for the record, the dollar bill is definitely under attack by design. Watch this video.
Weaponization of the dollar has produced a reaction. This week, President Lula in Brazil said, "Why are we all being forced to use the dollar?" Emmanuel Macron made reference to the dollar in that same way. The European Commission has talked about, after Trump pulled out of the Iran sanctions, talked about creating an alternative to SWIFT, to the American-dominated payment system. Is there a danger that we will look back at all this, these measures and say this was the moment that the dollar's hegemony and its status as a reserve currency began to falter?
So there is a risk when we use financial sanctions that are linked to the role of the dollar, that over time it could undermine the hegemony of the dollar, as you said. But this is an extremely important tool we try to use judiciously and in circumstances, especially when we have the support of our allies. It's not just the United States, it's a coalition of partners acting together to impose these sanctions. So it is a very effective tool. Of course, it does create a desire on the part of China, of Russia, of Iran to find an alternative, but the dollar is used as a global currency for reasons that are not easy for other countries to find an alternative with the same properties. The U.S. Treasury market is the deepest and most liquid and safest asset. Dollars are widely used. We have very deep capital markets and rule of law that are essential in a currency that is going to be used globally for transactions. And we haven't seen any other country that has the basic infrastructure and institutional infrastructure that would enable its currency to serve a role like this.